Hello, my narc free family. Thank you for joining me here today. I'm going to be talking to you about no contact. I have a couple of other videos already on no contact. One of them for people who don't have children with a narcissist, and one for people who do have children with a narcissist. But I want to make some more because outside of understanding what fuel is, and fuel is the same thing as supplying a narcissist, and understanding how you are fueling them so you can stop fueling them, no contact is right up there with what you need to understand to be able to successfully get rid of them and get your freedom back and get on to healing. Okay, so I'm reading this from HG Tudor's blog. I believe the site is called Narcissist Sites, I think is what it's called. His channel on YouTube is Knowing the Narcissist, but I'm not sure what the blog is. The article is called How to Reduce Giving Fuel to the Narcissist. And he says in here, I'm just going to go over some things briefly. Cutting off the provision of fuel is a key component in achieving your freedom from us. So you need to put on a very, what he calls, robust and no contact regime if you want to get out of the clutches of someone who has narcissistic personality disorder. And when you do this, when you decide to do this, the narcissist is not just going to want to let you go freely. He says they try to ambush you. So what they'll try to do is they'll try to have a face-to-face meeting with you. They get their most amount of fuel if they can see you in person. This is something very important to know. And if you do not have children with a narcissist and you do not have a reason, let me repeat that. If you do not have a children with a narcissist, you do not have a reason to say that you have to ever talk to them unless you have some kind of business with them that you need to settle up. You know, you have an actual business that provides you income that you need to do some things with. And even then, whether you have children with them and you have to do low contact or you don't, all of it should be in writing. You will need it again for some type of court proceeding, most likely, if you're dealing with someone who really has narcissistic personality disorder. Okay, because he says there are legitimate exceptions, which are the things that I just went over, okay, if you have to co-parent with a narcissist. The largest amount of fuel is from direct physical contact, because they can see your facial expressions and the movements of your body and the tone in your voice and all of those things. And remember, they've already studied you, so they know when you're angry, when you're happy. So they're going to be basically checking your temperature to see where you are with them and to see how they can get back in with you. Let's see, you are far easier to manipulate in person because we start thinking with our emotions. They have a whole plan where they are trying to get us back so that they can dismantle us if we've gone no contact, which is, you don't want to go no contact and then turn around and start playing around with the narcissist again. Okay, so when you go no contact, they are going to try to reach out to you, and they're going to try to see if they can see you in person. All right, because they can manipulate you easier, just like he said. The third thing is, your politeness and decency mean you may well struggle to ignore us when there is a direct physical interaction. Okay, that goes without saying. If you're empathic and you're kind and you have a loving heart, they may come to you with yet another victim story, and they're going to put on their character again and try to lure you back into the entrapment. All right, and number 4 is, no matter how disciplined you think you can be in our presence, you may be able to keep your tone level, but your immediate emotional responses, facial expressions, the look in your eyes, body language, provide fuel and are virtually impossible for you to stop. So he says you'll also struggle with keeping your tone. So you'll almost be putting on an act, because you're now at this point trying to deceive the narcissist into believing that you don't care when there's some part of you that probably does care. That's why you have to go no contact and stay away from them. Okay. He always says this, go so. If you end up in physical contact with the narcissist, you end up at the same place that they're at. Go so is an acronym for get out, stay out. GOSO. So remember that. Go so. Find a reason to leave. If you can't leave, you're in some kind of meeting and there is no way you can get out of it, mingle with other people, find some way to get away from them. Don't make any eye contact with them. Don't start a conversation with them. Do not ask them how they are doing. This is not being mean. This is for your protection, okay? Some people think that cutting the narcissist off is being mean. It is your only way to freedom. Your absolute only means to freedom, okay? Avoid expansive and sweeping gestures, pointing, fist waving, holding your hands up, etc. The narcissist wants a response out of you. And when you go no contact with them and they're trying to check your temperature, they don't care if when they see you or when they talk to you, if you are crying over them, or if you're crying because you're sad, or if you are cussing them out. They don't care. They prefer that you be cussing them out. They get a higher amount of fuel from you cussing them out, by the way, for those of you who didn't know. Let's see. Resist all attempts to attack us in some way, which goes hand in hand with the other one that I just said. If the narcissist has telephoned you and caught you out, put the phone down straight away. Do not tell us to go away. Do not ask questions. End the call straight away. I read so many threads where people say, I went no contact with the narcissist, and every 3 or 4 months they reach out to me and say, hi, how are you doing? Baby, you haven't gone no contact with the narcissist. If they are still able to access you, you haven't gone no contact. You're still playing with them, and they know that it's a waiting game, and there's only a matter of time before you slip up and respond back to them or call them. You guys don't play around. Don't play around with people who don't play fair and who want to dismantle you. It's not a game that you want to play. Okay, resist all attempts to attack us in some way, okay? He says, while you are dying to tell us what a bastard we have been, or to put us straight on 1 or 20 things, you will only end up losing your discipline and giving us fuel. I've done some videos on fuel. I'll leave links for those below this video. You need to really understand fuel so that you can understand how to handle the narcissist and why no contact is so important, okay? If the narcissist, well, wait a minute. I got mixed up. Okay. Where there has to be some form of communication with the narcissist, either convey it through a third party. Thus, this removes the fuel almost entirely, because they are the words of the third party and not you, unless the third party makes reference to you, which they should avoid, or do so in writing. Writing is the only method of communication, he says, because it gets the lowest amount of fuel, and you may need it for court proceedings. The narcissist will lie in court. So when you have to, and I'm only mean absolutely have to communicate with them, it should be done in writing, okay? Let's see. He says it gives you time to weed out emotive language. So whenever you are speaking with the narcissist via electronic communication, or email or text, and not in person, it gives you time. They say something to you and you don't have to respond right away. It gives you time to be calm. Go back and look at the message. See if you put any emotion in there. If you normally call them by your name, John, please do not reach out to me again. You know, the lawyers will handle it. Leave John out of it. Leave the word please out of it. Contact the lawyer. That's it. That's how, to the point. This is business now, okay? Let's see. Written evidential record may prove to be useful at a future point. And he says you'll be briefer this way. If you do provide fuel, you will only provide a small amount, as the written word provides us with the lowest amount of fuel. Okay. So these are all important points to know when you are dealing with a narcissist and you are trying not to fuel them, and you have to deal with them for one reason or another. Okay, I hope that this video has been helpful. For those of you who are new to my channel, I'd love it if you go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and also hit the bell notification so that you can receive notifications every time a new video comes out. If you have other suggestions that you'd like to make for no contact, maybe that I didn't mention in this video, I'd love to hear it down below. Also, if you've broken no contact, leave down below and let us know what happened when you broke no contact. A lot of information is gathered in the comments, and you're helping other people to navigate through this and get out of the web of deception. Okay, thank y'all for joining me again. I look forward to meeting up with you another time. Bye bye, my narc free family. Mwah.